excited. I think Denison College, they had a unlucky week last week. I don't know. I don't think they performed to how they can play. They've had some close games, some game fives that they've lost. They ended up going 0-3, not great, but they have some great players on there. Paradox, I think, is really good. Bright Rusher, some like they're great players, and they're going to be playing up against a really tough team. Clincher City, they have Nutsy. He's a really good player, and they're supported by Lath and some other really, really good players. So this is a tough team to beat, and they're coming fourth right now. So it's going to be a tough matchup.
I completely agree with that one as well. We should be just about to jump into that action as well, letting the players know if they're ready, we are ready in that sort of scenario. So it should be good. I can see it happening now. I mentioned Paradox. Paradox and Invor last week was really some of the things we wanted to talk about because they were actually broadcasted. It'd be interesting to see, is there anyone that could really match Paradox's level on the side of Calinder City?
Yeah, Nutsy. Nutsy is a really good player. I think it's going to be a tough matchup actually for Denison College up against Nutsy, and Paradox starts it off with a really good kickoff that Nutsy is going to save. So we're starting off seeing both the players that we're looking at in this series playing and hitting the ball to get things started.
Yeah, as you can see, just bringing it up past that back board there if possible, but of course Paradox will be there to make sure it's cleared out and there's no further aggression coming on through. As I said, that Leif tries to get it in, but Bright Rusher will be there to knock it out and is pushing it back towards the other side of the field. Nice little touch for Paradox. It's just going to hit the tip of the backboard there.
And this is going to end up being a free goal for Monstar to just walk it right in for Clunder City because of the overcommit by Denison College. But you saw Bright Rusher, Paradox, they're the two stand-up players, I think, on this Denison College team, and they really showed up. They had a great passing play, and Paradox is just unlucky to put it just high off the crossbar and just miss and give that goal away to Monstar to score for Clunder City.
But it's still the right idea. You want to take some risk, of course, trying to make sure that you're at that point where this goal will go in. That's the expectation when you make these kind of plays, and you kind of have to have that sort of mentality in order to pull them off. Otherwise, you do find yourself in a bad position. As I say, that Bright Rusher is in the right position, knocks it straight into that backboard. There you can see Nutsy is trying to push it out. Paradox sees the opportunity, knocks it right into that backboard or just to the side of it, and sets it up perfectly for Bright Rusher.
Yeah, that's the combo we've been looking for. They've been doing already in this game, and just a quick pass from Paradox off the backboard, not able to be defended, and Bright Rusher able to just put it in and score. And Calinder City, I feel like you need to get some offense started. They got a free goal off of just slight overcommit, but I don't think that they can play that defensive kind of style and wait for Denison College to make mistakes, because with the pressure that Denison College have, they're going to score goals. Ooh, close from Lath.
Look, very close. Tried to get around it, looking maybe perhaps for a little bit of a doomsday dish if possible. Monstar is trying to stop any form of counter-attack, does manage to make it work. Life there with a beautiful take, pushes it back in. A nice pass coming through, but will be defended by Paradox.
Yeah, defended well by Paradox and turned into a shot here, just missed off target. Nazi, he's playing on the Merc, playing on the big mobile, and he did play quite defensively. Great touch, but Bright Rusher is able to get that ball off the pass from his teammate. I think, yeah, there you go. Mezhez, great player on the team, able to get the pass, and Bright Rusher secures the goal.
Yeah, a little bit of mismatch there as well. I feel Nutsy wanted to run with it, but decided to leave it to his teammate. And unfortunately, off the back end of that, with Mezhez ready to go strikes on an opportunity when there was not really that much speed behind the ball, was able to get a beautiful pass. And Bright Rusher now is the only person there looking for a hat trick, perhaps, possibly. Nice little kick into the side or corner of the wall there will allow the ball to slow down the play, but now seems to be a bit of a back and forth between the teams. As I say that though, Nutsy just sees that opportunity. Perhaps the rotations just wasn't really there for Denison College, and it does mean that the Elders do have an opportunity to push it right in.
I think what you're seeing is Denison College, they have a lot of belief in Paradox. They think Paradox is a really good player, and he is a really good player. And they have so much belief that Paradox will always make the best touch available that they commit so strongly to that touch that sometimes they just don't have a player back. And I think that's what happened right there. Shot just off target. I mean, Paradox, he's playing really well right now. And I think he's honestly the reason why Denison College are in the position they are. But it's just unfortunate overcommits that are leading to Calinder City to have it tied right now.
You can see Paradox now with the ball as well. Puts it up high. Nice little play towards the center, controlling it very well. Bright Rush is there, but he's just a bit too early. does shut down the play. Paradox now back onto the ball after Nutsy clears it, and we'll see what ends up going with it. Mezes now in control, trying to play past Monster if possible. Paradox there, good pass there, but Lave's there to make sure that nothing happens. Paradox even with a follow-up demo in case there was an opportunity on the shot.
Good save out of Kalundra City, and now Monster just lurking on the ball. I touched the corner just a little bit too heavy, just a tiny bit too heavy, and the immediate shot from Paradox just trying to punish small mistakes right now. Denison College, they're seeing the play really well, and they're being aggressive, and that's what you need to be in Rocket League. You need to be aggressive, and they're playing so aggressively that, I mean, sometimes it's backfiring, but I think it's the way to go so far.
We'll see what Caloundra City can do here now. Again, it is 2-all apiece. Paradox back on the ball here, and it just seems to be great teamwork coming across here from Caloundra City to keep what seems to be what we consider to be one of the better players under bay here. Nutsy with a beautiful pass there, knocks it right on through. There was also a demolition to sort of clear the path, but won't eventuate with anything. Now Bright Rusher in control, pushing it down high in the air. Paradox tries to be in position, but doesn't really get around the ball. Now it's going to be an opportunity here for Caloundra City to make a play. Monster pushes it on through. Nice little hit on the side there. Is going to be a demo by Bright Rusher. Another attack by Paradox, but Nutsy once again with the save.
Yeah, Nutsy, he's playing so defensively, just doesn't want to let anything get past him. And I mean, he's willing to just be really passive and wait for the shots on target to come. And every time he sits in there, he's been getting saved. So he's playing it well, but I don't know if you want to commit to such a defensive play style in a game that I feel like you need to be aggressive if you want to win.
Speaking of some aggression, Monster in a good position there. Late knows the roll, comes straight in and finishes up the setup here from Monster coming around the edge here. All excellent stuff from Caloundra City. You can see what needed to be done there. Obviously just jumping off the back of that counter attack makes it a 3-2.
Yeah, just a quick counterattack, rolls it around, has Later waiting for it to take the shot, and good play from Caloundra City. Just the basics. That's all you need, and that's a great shot from Monster just to get the angle. Now Paradox on the ball with a flip reset. One touch, two touch, tries to force the pass Nutsy, and he's been a stonewall all day, and he blocks it again.
And we can see now Bright Rusher tries to recontrol it back in, will be cleared away. Mezes is there for a shot, but not on target. Now back in Monster's control. He pushes it up high, is also making a run for it, but will be knocked away here by Denison, who are putting it back towards opponent's side of the field. But it is just going to be a back and forth now, and I feel that Caloundra City just wants to very happily let it go and settle down and sit it down with that sense. Say, yep, just let it go.
Yeah, let it hit the ground. Caloundra City take the first game. I think what the difference there was just taking opportunities. I really feel like Denison College, they had a lot of opportunities. They actually did. I mean, Paradox, 8 shots, 3 shots for Bright Rusher. They had a lot of opportunities. And Paradox goes 0 goals for 8 shots. That's an incredible stat line. And I think it shows that they're playing it the right way. They just need to score the last second goal. Like, they just need to finish the passes. Really, that's it. That's the difference here.
Absolutely right. Just string everything together. They've got pretty much all the pieces of the puzzle. It just needs to be put into place, and that should allow them to get some more goals at the back of it. Same sort of sentence here for Caloundra City. You can see they're obviously just putting everything together a little bit better, and that's why they're getting that lead. Really, really good competition between both these teams at the moment.
Yeah, it's a really good matchup. I think it's a weird matchup because Nutsy's a really defensive player playing up against Paradox, who's a really offensive player. So it's a bit of a strange matchup, but it's been interesting seeing how the defense is matched up against the offense. And so far, defense is winning. I don't know how long that's going to last.
That was a very, very awkward moment. Not enough boost to really do much of it. Paradox, though, tries to jump an opportunity, but will be fended away. Lets Mezes take the ball here. Nice little play. Does get past one of the players, but we'll not go through the next. Paradox back on the attack. Nice little cross into the center off the corner, but no one was ready and waiting. Monster now wants to make a hit. Will be defended, and Mezes now knocks it back to the opponent's half.
Yeah, Mezes just elects to clear it. That's the right decision there. When you're a little bit awkward, you're low on boost, just get some space, buy some time to gather yourself, and then you can push back up and defend what the other team wants to do. But that's a little miss from Paradox in the corner. A little 50 will bounce out. Monster straight on it, but a great block by Bright Rusher, and now Nutsy opportunity to start the attack for Caloundra City, but no, Paradox able to block it in. Mezes jumps up for the pass and just misses. they're playing really well in offense. It's just small things like that. Mez's just not able to get up to the ball, just slight missed touches, and that's the difference between Denison College. I think probably putting maybe 3 or 4 goals on the board and you know, being tied right now 0-0.
Yeah, Leif and Paradox having a bit of a collision mid-air as well. That stops the ball at any play there, but of course it's continuing. Slowly drifting towards the goal line there. Everyone's sort of resetting at this moment. Bright Rusher with a nice strike. Will be defended by Nutsy at the end of it. Going back the other way as well. Mezes looking for some control here. Paradox is the person to follow through afterwards. Of course, was or did have some competition, but will be knocked away once again by Caloundra City. Mezes now trying to control it, passing it back to Bright Rusher. A little bit of an awkward position here, Leif. Decides to jump on a monster, sees an opportunity, and yeah, a bit of miscommunication allows Caloundra City to get a goal behind the line.
Yeah, so that's just, I mean, that's off of Mez's touch. Mezhez just puts it off the sidewall, bounces awkwardly for Bright Rusher, and then just a little bit of bumping going on in the back. That's just kind of inevitable when you're awkward like that. And there we go, Caloundra City on the board. They're just waiting for mistakes. I mean, that's honestly the play style so far. They're just willing to play a really safe brand of Rocket League, a really safe rotation, really safe defensively, and they're just waiting for Denison College to make mistakes. And so far, Denison College, they've made mistakes.
And this is definitely, you know, a way to play the game. But of course, as you start getting towards those higher levels of gameplay, it does start to play against your favor, right? It's the more proactive team, if they're managing to not make mistakes, will eventually crack your shell. That just seems to be the case of it. But of course, in this current state, definitely working very well here for Caloundra City. Paradox now on the attack here is unfortunately not going to be able to do too much with it now. It's now Bright Rusher with a nice little demo, brings everything across, sort of slows it a bit down if possible. As we can see here, back towards the side. Nutsy is that third man, will immediately go for a save, and it clear doesn't want any action coming their way. Mezes with a nice little pass to Bright Rusher. It's a good strike. Does sort of make things a bit awkward here for Caloundra City. Paradox now wants to make it happen. Leif will stop that from going on through. And now we are back to a bit of a kerfuffle here in the center of the pitch.
Yeah, I think so far, this game, so far this series has just kind of shown what the story of Denison College. They just feel like they're so close to the top, and then they just make small mistakes, and that's just costing them. It's another one, Monster, able to get onto it, able to score, but just weird mistakes that you just wouldn't expect out of a team with this caliber of players, and they look so good at times, and then they have just kerfuffles like that in the back, and you just wonder what's going on.
Yeah, it is a bit rough when it is just every single time you make a small mistake, your opponents completely punish it. And it's like I mean, going off the back of that, it just feels as if now the dam has broken. The water gates have been let loose, and now seems to be an opportunity here for Caloundra City to really start putting some goals away. And you can see perhaps now, I imagine Denison's looking out towards the next 3 games coming into it. Of course, it's the best of 5, so still doesn't mean that they're out of the running just yet, but you can tell they've lost a bit of wind in their sails.
Yeah, it really feels like the offense for Denison College has died out right now, and it really feels like Caloundra City are willing to be a little bit more aggressive when they push up in offense, and it's showing on the board. I mean, 3 goals right now, a little mistake there. Will this be a goal for Nutsy? It is. I mean, they're just in the right place. They're playing a good brand of rock right now, and it's working.
I remember you were actually talking to me as well, just, you know, how the general meta of Rocket League had been evolving. It was a bit closer towards Caloundra City's level of play, like play defensive, very defensive between both these teams. It, you know, slowed that gameplay down, and now when you look at the professional leagues in terms of what they're doing, the era of Zen coming in, right, really has brought back the offensive capabilities. And you can see their Paradox now finding an opportunity. Nutsy not really, you know, feeling the sense of urgency is quite like, yeah, they want to just wait for the ball to come. And Paradox is like, no, you can't take your foot off the pedal like that, and immediately jumps on the ball, manages to put that in. Monster, though, says, you know what, I can bring it right back if I need to in that scenario here, and just gets the hit.
Yeah, simple little kickoff goal. I think Paradox just a miss something, doesn't get onto the ball. Free goal for Caloundra City. But yeah, like you said, in the pro kind of scene, offense is what wins. Defense early on in the game was something that could win you games. But right now, I mean, whoever's the more offensive team, whoever's more aggressive, who really wants to win the game, is normally the team that's going to win, because you just can't defend against some of the things in the modern meta that you can do in Rocket League. You can't defend against a triple flip reset. You can't defend against bump air dribbles. I mean, there's some really tough things to defend against if you're a defense, and normally offense prevails. But right now, just playing this safe brand for Caloundra City is working. But Paradox get his second goal this game, and maybe it could be a little bit closer. I don't know, 39 seconds, it's still possible for Denison College to put something together.
Yeah, you can see Monster understood the rotation, tried to get back in time, but Paradox with a beautiful hit tips it right in at that end. Of course, there's still going to be 3 goals that they need to score within 40 seconds, so a very tall order to be met. But crazier things have happened, and of course, I think a lot of us are sort of resigned at this moment in time that it's going to be the next 3 games that could possibly decide the way this goes. Of course, it could be the next game if Caloundra City can really jump in there, use the form that they've got in place here to make it a 3-0.
Yeah, if Caloundra City can keep playing the way they have, just make no mistakes, play really safe, defensive brand, I think that's going to work against Denison College. I think early on I was kind of lending to more, just play offense, just be aggressive, but being passive, being just waiting for mistakes to happen has worked out perfectly for Caloundra City. And honestly, I think going to the next game, unless Denison College change things up, it's probably the way to win things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they do change things up. We might see perhaps a bit more of conservative play coming across here as well from Denison College. They might change things up, but of course, things could be the exact same way. Sometimes it is not worth completely changing your game plan, perhaps making little adjustments. That's something that I always would recommend.
Yeah, just make small adjustments. I mean, the thing is, Caloundra City, they're playing so defensively. Nutsy 6 saves. At Denison College, they've got the shots. They're doing really well to put shots on target. It's just that difference. So maybe you send someone to demo, get rid of Nutsy, get him out of position, make sure that the goal's open and you can go for it. I think that could be the difference maybe for Denison College to get back in this game, in this series. But we'll just have to wait and see here in game 3.
Yeah, and exactly the case, right? And that might be the discussions that needs to be happening between the teams and understanding what's happening here. Nice kickoff there, looking very dangerous for Caloundra City. Paradox wanted to jump on it, but it will be dealt with. A very quick play right off the bat.
Yeah, quick play to start things off. Mez has just elects to shoot just to test the defenses, and Paradox makes just a touch up, and Bright Rusher looking to make something happen, maybe go for a double touch, and this doesn't work out. But the pressure is mounting from Denison College and Caloundra City, and they're running the boost lower and lower for Caloundra City. But Caloundra City, they're just willing to wait. They're just until anything looks really aggressive, until it looks dangerous. They're just not that scared. I mean, they've got balls of steel right now. Yeah,
just continuing to weather the storm that seems to be Denison College at this moment. And I guess that's the point. If you keep on putting support in, keep the maintenance on the walls, it should hold. That being said, it's looking very risky at this moment. It seems to be just an unrelenting amount of attacks coming across. Mez's now with the ball. Monster's trying to beat it on through. The 3 members there in defense. No one comes there. I was going to say Bright Rush is coming in at the last second, but they do manage to find a Paradox with an excellent touch. Isn't able to get the double hit. Mez misses too. Oh no, that is devastating. And I feel like now the counterattack finally happens. So they're going to be back in position to defend. Ends up being another little bit of a misstep there on that strike. And things do settle down here finally for Denison College. A scary moment for them.
Yeah, very scary moment. Just unfortunate for Mezes. I think it was Mezes going for the shot, just to matrix around the ball. That happens to the best of us at the worst times in Rocket League. It's just that kind of game. Just one little missed touch, and you just don't even get to touch the ball. It's really disappointing sometimes. And now opportunity again for Denison College. Bright Rusher gets it up, but Paradox not going to be able to force it in. And the opportunities are there for Denison College. It really feels like they're on their last breath, their dying moments, and they're just trying to make stuff happen in this game, and they're really going for it all out, and it just hasn't been working yet so far.
Paradox just missing the tip ever so slightly, and it just seems to be the case that the initial play that we had before, it was very hard angle for even Paradox to hit. So I'm not really going to hold it against him for missing that scenario there. Big pass back coming on through for a nice big hit in towards the corner here. Paradox now looking to get control. Good strike, gets it past Slave, pushes it down the edge. trying to get back into the corner here, passes it back, but a little bit too far. Bright Russia now trying to regain control, gets it in a good spot. The rotations might be enough to push this one through, but as you can see, Bright Russia wanted to do a pass into a demo, but wasn't really the best pass.
Yeah, just not able to get the touches that Bright Russia wants, and he puts it on target, but a really incredible save from Nutsy. He's been there all day long, just a solid brick wall, and it's really hard to see Denison College breaking through the way he's playing right now.
He just seems to completely stop all forms of attack from happening. Nice big hit here from Leif as well. Nice defense from Paradox. Very confident just to knock it above the backboard, and of course knew there was not going to be any extra attack coming across. Messes now with an opportunity, puts it through, but Nutsy is going to continue to be that brick wall. Paradox knocking it down. Leif trying to keep the ball up in the air, and now we're in the corner. It's been 1 minute and 30 seconds, and nothing has gone through those goalposts.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Was still tied. 1:20 left. I mean, there's plenty of time for teams to get on the scoreboard, start the scoring going. And it might start with Calindra City going for that demo upfield. That's a clever decision from the first man. Now, what can Paradox do? Gets it past one defender, looking to get it past a couple more, but it's just not going to happen. The pass, Bright Russia just puts it wide, and that's another opportunity gone awry for Denison College.
Again, that was more of a forced error, I feel, as well, because you can see they was probably expecting it to be a little bit not as wide. It was deflected there off one of the members of Calindra City. Mezes now having an opportunity. Paradox trying to push that through, trying to bring it up in the air. Leif, they will clear it away. Bright Russia, though, finds the ball, gets control. Monster's there to stop it, impede that goal from Pops being a shot. Mezes now slows it down. A little bit of a tricky play here. We'll try to bring it up as possible. Will be knocked back towards the side of Denison College's goal here. Slow down again. Bright Russia just trying to speed it up. 20 seconds on the clock. Can they put it away?
I think they could, but just a little, great defense from Calindra City. You've got to give them props for the way they've played in this series, and they're going to get an incredible goal there. Monster reads the touch there, gets a double in the air and forces it in. Oh, what a goal. What an incredible goal from Monster.
Oh, you just could see it happening in real time. Mezes is there to stop it from initially hitting the ball, but maybe not the best touch. Read perfectly by Monster, just knocks it right in. 10 seconds to go, and what a possible finish here. Maybe there's going to be an opportunity for a play to buy Denison if they can just keep it in the air, if they can just bring it back, but it's looking very much unlikely. Ball hits the ground. Calindra City take it out 3-0.
They take it 3-0, quick victory for Calindra City. They cleaned up really quick. What a performance. I mean, they decided to play really passive, really defensive, ended up being the right decision against Denison College. Denison College, they just had such aggressiveness and sometimes too much aggressiveness, and it cost them. It cost them that series, and this is a team I thought would go really far, and it just hasn't happened. I don't know what's going on.
And sometimes it is just a lack of form, really not being there on the day. The other thing you can take into account is this aggressive playstyle, although it should give you more dividends, has that risk associated. And of course, that risk is perhaps just coming back to hit a little bit harder towards Denison for the time being. Things could still change as we go forward. But of course, that is it for Denison and CCPS Esports of Calindra City. Now we'll be moving over to YVG Elders versus Ripley Raptors. But before we do that, we do need to have a quick break to make sure the teams are ready to roll. We'll see you guys shortly.